Hey, it's Kendra, and I don't know if I want someone's opinion or what. Because every time I do a video like this, someone watches and doesn't give me their freaking opinion, and it pisses me off. But, I don't know. Anyways, so, or if this has ever happened to you, blah, blah. Anyways, so, I am best friends with this guy, and I mostly talk to guys. So, hold on. Let me write it down or something so I don't forget. Hold your horses. Ooh. So, um, this might be confusing. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to explain it. So, I had best friends. I'm not gonna name any names. I'm just gonna say guy number one, guy number two, and guy number three. So, I mostly talk to guys, and I'm best friends with this guy number one, and I started going out. I told guy number one that I started going out with guy number two, and he was like, "Oh, I'm happy for you," blah blah blah. But like, okay, restart that. He was happy for me, but he wasn't. Like, he was happy that I was happy, but yeah, he wasn't happy. So, me and guy number two only lasted like a couple days, and yeah, 'cause I effed that up. And so, um, I've been like not begging, but asking. Me and guy number two are best friends now, like me and guy number one. So I asked guy number two if we could back out. He's all no, no. So I asked him again, can we go back out? Blah blah. We're basically acting like we're dating, except without the label. And I asked him how would it change if we started going back out. Nothing. If we had the label of boyfriend and girlfriend, nothing would change between us. Just that we would call each other boyfriend and girlfriend. But he said no, and I started crying and all that because I love him. Yeah. And so guy number one doesn't know about this. I cried because it's probably like 1 o'clock there. Yeah. Hold on. So I, me and guy number two are basically dating, but without the label. And I want the label, but he said no. And then, so once he said no a first time, I went out with guy number three, and me and him only lasted like 3 days. I liked him. I just didn't feel like I liked him as to date. So he's pissed off at me. Um, he said I was perfect in his eyes. I was like, oh, thanks. Except I didn't like him in a dating way. So I broke up with him, and I'm getting more drama from that because freaking I go to school like I he asked me out that night, and then we go to school the next day, and like everyone's coming up to me and they're like, "Oh, you and number blah blah are dating." I'm like, "Yeah, who told you?" He did. Oh, wow, nice. So everyone knew like that, and then when I broke up with him, everyone knew like that. And so people are texting me like, "Why'd you break up with him?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, I just don't like him like that. Deal, okay? Anyways, so yeah, and don't know what the point of this video was. Anyways, so I really like. Okay, so guy number one lives like in New Hampshire, and I really want to go out with him, but he won't go out with me, and it sucks. Here, like I freaking love him to death, and what doesn't make sense to me is that I asked him, "Do you love me?" And he said, "Of course." And I go, "As family, as only family?" He says, "As family and a close friend. But if I lived closer to him, we would date." So I would say, "I love you as a girlfriend," is what he should say, but we aren't dating. So it wouldn't like it'd be like, "Oh," to me, but it wouldn't affect me like, "Oh, we're gonna date now." So him saying I love you as a girlfriend means I would love you to date you. But yeah, he doesn't say that because he doesn't get how I get it. Ugh, this makes me mad. Anyways, and then guy number two, I tell him I love him. I know it's wrong that I tell a whole bunch of guys I love him, but I know that I won't get together with some of them. So I think it doesn't matter because some of them, I have a lot of guy friends that I only love as like friends. And guy number one and two, I freaking love. Guy number one that lives in New Hampshire, I freaking love him more than anyone else. Anyways, so I really, 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 really want to date guy number, who knows, guy number two I just gave up on. Guy number three, I never ever getting back together with him. Like, no, I'm not trying to be racist, but he was black, and I don't think I'm into those kind of guys. Like, I tried it. Once you go black, I'm going back. They say you never go back. They were wrong. They were wrong. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, I don't know. So, is it a big deal? So, I guess the question I'm trying to ask is it a big deal that I say I love you to two guys? And is it a big deal that they say they only love me as friends and then they say if we were closer they'd date me? Is that wrong or what? I don't know. Give me your opinion on this video. Someone, everyone, anyone that watches this, even guy number one if you watch